When we're done, we're creating a pattern language, we're creating a color palette, and we're creating a textural sensibility about the house. So how polished is the feel versus from being very organic and loose to very finished and very highly refined. We want to find that perfect balance. This has been done, this plan right here has been done in our computer. Kevin Gardner and his team has precisely made the house as footprint, the ground floor, the landscape, and we even planned where each boulder sets. Everything has been planned, it's to scale, it's precise, and this is sort of the detailed beginning phase of building what this design will look like. And so what we have is this is a block model. This was computer printed in a 3D model, and it's just a study model. It doesn't mean the house is going to be white, but it does is it gives us the form and the shape. And it lays on the site. Now, in reality, this is up at this level, and the river is down below. So from here down, there's that much fall. So you can envision there's a balcony up here where you're going to be looking down over to the pool. You're going to be looking down to the river. It's going to be pretty spectacular. Here's our roof that is going to be illuminated at night. Now here's that gangplank, or this deck. We didn't show it, but it projects out from here. So there it is there, it's projecting out. And it gives a real good feel. I'll put it back down to lay it on top of the plan. As you come down the driveway here past this, we've got a glass fence in this area and a retaining wall. This is an outdoor fire pit that they can also cook pizzas in. And we can explain how we designed that. It's very custom, an outdoor barbecue area here, a shade grill out here. Here's our reflecting pool. Here's one butterfly roof, as I mentioned, and the other butterfly roof, and the third. So 1, 2, 3. The back, what we did right here, this is a spa that is in a room, a cantilevered deck that comes out the back that opens full of glass. So from the living room, or from the owner's suite bathroom, they can go into this, open this bifold door, and they feel like they're outside, and they're going to have this view from in here, sitting in their spa. They're going to be able to look right out to the river like that. So it's very exciting for us to see the 3D form emerge and how it fits onto the site. I can say that what's probably clear now is that we couldn't have designed this building without this site. So if somebody were to ask us, we want a building that looks like this, and they did not have this site, there's almost 100% chance we would have never created this building. This building was completely evolved from the uniqueness of the site. Everything here connects to the outside and to the site in terms of the materials, the finishes, the colors, and the way it relates to the inside-outside lifestyle. So we're pretty excited about this. This is just a very basic study model. And you'll see in future views where we've taken this model in a 3D profile on our computers, and we can rotate it around. We can look at the model from inside and out and evaluate it from a structural engineering standpoint and all of the other details that we need to do to build this like this. So it's very exciting. I'll just hold that up from this view, look around at it, but it's a very, you can see our windows here that are recessed in here, but this is just a very basic model to give you the feel for the design. So Kevin, when we were talking with Max, the structural engineer, yesterday, we were asking about how he was handling our cantilevered roof areas. We've got the one roof area there. Here's the one that is the section over the garage. And then this is over the great room. And then of course this is the projecting deck that he's put together. Right. Now, you looked here in the steel manual, and it looks like the size of the beams that he's selected our, what we wanted.
Yep.
Okay. The 12, or you said it was
Yep.
11 3/4, right? So that's what he's got here?
Yeah.
Okay. And I like the way, you know, he was having some trouble with our design, but he was able to make it work when we talked about extending these columns down into the grade about 8 feet in bearing.
Right.
So he did that, and that looks exactly the way we were hoping it would.
That's right. We had thought about the roof framing running the opposite direction, and when he has added the steel members to carry the loads, he's shortened up the spans, and that was a little bit of a surprise to the direction they ended up running.
Yeah.
But it was, once he knew where he would optimize the steel locations, then he could work that out.
So can you see this part over here, right? This is the part, that's the steel member here at the front that we've got right over the over the garage.
Yep.
So he's created that cantilever. It's a back cantilever back to the bottom of the well, actually goes past the valley. He has it going past the valley back into here somewhere.
That's right.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, that's workable. I think we can make that work. And he's got the grades modeled correctly here.
He's shown us this graphic to make it really visible what the framing solution is.
Yeah. This is what we had conceptualized.
Yeah.
And pretty much he confirmed our original plan with this design.
Yeah.
So this is working out great. Can you flip to the page where it shows the plywood shear? There we go. Yeah, so this is showing what you were just mentioning, the way he changed the direction of the joist on this one versus here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's great. And now we can really see, here's our butterfly roof at the garage, the one butterfly roof here that's over the owner suite, and then this is the one that's over the great room area there. Okay, that's perfect. What we'll want to, and then this is the balcony off the back with those projecting steel beams. And he even has the access hatch that we wanted for the roof access.
That's right.
Right, so he's got that in the right place too. Is there anything here that you see versus the drawing over here that we need to update? Does it pretty much look like it's on track?
Yeah, we have certainly gone over several things to coordinate and be showing the same thing. It's, sometimes conflicts are discoveries, and so we've worked several things out already.
So you've talked to him, and pretty much it looks like everything's on track.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, well, overall, we're on track. He's got the foundation projecting out about what we figured it would be. So this is correct. Overall, I think this should be the last final review, and then we can let ourselves go into the next step.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do is coordinate with you. We could coordinate, we have our plan here. We have our floor finish on the ground floor, and what we did was we extended it to the exterior so we could see how those patterns flow out. And in the sample room, we just grabbed some samples, and I was thinking that on this long wall of the kitchen that flows from basically the dining room all the way across through the kitchen and even into the great room, we put some floor to ceiling veneer material on that. And I was thinking, I found this. It's a wood product. It's pre-finished, and what do you think of that? It has the grain showing. And then I was thinking this, now not this wide little plank, but this is flooring.
Yes.
And putting that in here so they kind of match it. Let's see how close they look together. They're pretty close. They look pretty good. Yeah. What do you think of this?
A really strong pattern here.
Yeah.
And that brings out you get the idea it's a piece of wood and not a paneling, a smooth paneling.
Right. So we bring out the sense of the natural material in the product, but yet it's black. which is really unique, right? Very different. And this is going to be durable. It's not going to get, this is not going to scratch. It's not going to get greasy prints on it or footprints. The same with this. So I think, what do you think about this idea as a starting point?
It helps coordinate the floor and the wall, makes a link between them.
Okay, all right.
So one idea I think is very nice is that getting this pattern to go parallel with the entry, because you have this strong line of coming into the house and the floorboards are following that line. They could have been several other directions for the floorboards, but I think that makes it active, but it's also tying in with the circulation coming into the house.
So it's a visual guide to the direction we want the energy to flow from inside to outside on the house.
Right.
So it's not just the material and the color, but it's also the pattern of the way it's laid out. Okay, so then, we have some of these long walls, and it doesn't show in the plan, but we know this is a long stucco wall finished here. And there's of course this side wall here. And that stucco wall extends through the house, comes back and re-emerges as a retaining wall out here toward the pool. And so this texture, now this isn't the color, this is it unpainted, but I was thinking that we get this texture here. This is a mechanical dash finish.
Okay.
And then we paint it black. And so we get these elements of black in the house, just to really contrast with everything else. And then we've got these materials here. These are flooring materials. We've got these bands that we're putting into the floor, and this is a concrete floor, and we can have these bands where, for example, we can have this is like an exposed aggregate that could flow to the outside.
Yes.
It's finished inside, but then outside it's exposed, so it continues that pattern.
So there's an overlap between the architectural interiors and the exterior landscaping, and the textures, materials in the landscaping as well.
Yeah, and so the idea is if you're looking through this window, we're going to feel as if this floor material is inside. It's more finished. It still has kind of a more raw feel, but as it flows out, it obviously has to be adjustable for the exterior environment, but still the same pattern and color.
Good.
Just flow right out. I like the idea about the wood and the walls, but then the second idea is we've created these banding areas that align with the window pattern, and they extend from the inside to the outdoor patio areas, walkway areas. So there's an extension of that concept. So it's inside, outside, a blurring of the boundaries. So I was thinking, we've got these are an overlay material, and these could have a little more polish on them, and put those inside, these two contrasting colors, say the bands or the exposed aggregate, and then the field areas are this light gray, but then that would flow out into exposed aggregate and light gray outside.
I understand. So if I understand, it's not really a tile, it's a one continuous surface.
Yes.
It's a topping, more or less a topping or a coating on the top.
Yeah, it's this thick. It's 3/8 of an inch thick.
I see.
Yeah, and so it's self-leveling, and it's just a real seamless look. And so they'll have a carpet, some carpets and rugs in here, but the overall feel, just this very transparent inside-outside feel. And even this deck outside by the pool here, there's a possibility we could even stain that deck black if we wanted to. The downside to that is maybe it's a variation, so that this black would be hot in the summer.
Right.
But we could go gray, and a gray would still feel like it connects with all these other materials.
Yes.
And then, the clients, the Janegas, really like metal. And so I just brought a sample here. This is a piece of standing seam, a sample we ordered for the job of standing seam metal roof. It's that galvanized metal look. And this material kind of ties in with a window frame if we decide to go with that color. They tie together, or we could go black. And I found this product. It's a black frame
For the windows.
for the window frame. Yeah, and so that ties our black or our gray. So we have a black and gray.
That says tall seam will create nice shadows during the day and
Yeah.
create a pattern for the whole roof.
That's it, yeah, because we want that pattern, because you're gonna see it as you drive down from the driveway,
Okay.
look down onto the roof. And then for the siding, up high, we were talking about using this cement panel, and they go together, they're vertical panels that would be here. And this is just a primer color, so we can paint this any color we want, and we can pick some colors that look like the colors of the oak tree leaves
Yes.
or the bark of the trees. And then when they're together, these would create this shadow line joint. And that's also a place for the color to stop. We could paint one of these this color and one this color and have a rhythm on the side.
I see.
So this is rock hard, durable. It's never gonna rot. It's not going to be affected by the rain or the weather or even a fire. It's fireproof. So
This house is going to look like it has always been there.
yeah, that was the idea. And then the other thing is, we have some areas where we have bathrooms and some showers. And I was thinking, well, we have these a linear tile. A lot of people, when they think of a tile, they think of a square tile. Or they think of a subway size tile, which is this little small one. But I was thinking of a supersized and long tile. And if you were to this has a texture to it,
Right.
and you were to contrast that with a second tile that is the same color, but it's smooth and glossy, and you'd have this subtle relationship between texture and smooth, organic and finished, sort of the inside outside converging.
Very good.
You like that idea? You think that's a
Yes.
good idea? Okay.
Yes.
And again, you'll have to figure out a pattern to put this in, because we may want it to run long ways or vertically or whichever way we want the eye to visually be guided. Okay. So the other thing we could do with this, if we're going to have the siding on the outside that's vertical, and we put that together like that, if we were to put this in a vertical way in the bathroom, it could echo this vertical pattern.
Yes.
And maybe the other option is we pick another color that's a slightly different color that's complementary, again, that ties with this. So again, you see it outside, you come into the bathroom, go, oh, there it is again. Yeah. So anyway, this is kind of the direction, and we've ordered some more samples. We'll have to get together next week when the rest of them come, and we'll lay them all out here from the sample room, and then maybe we can get you and get everybody involved to kind of vote on what they feel is the best design palette of materials that we can go in and finish and put these in.